seen this before in my life. Watch this.
Oh, he stumbled by Romo, and Romo's going to run to the end zone. The season can't end like that.
You got a guy on either side of him. What are you doing here?
Then you want to kill yourself.
The legendary Hugh Jackson coaching tenure at Cleveland featured a much ballyhooed 0-16 2017 season, but people sometimes forget that they almost did it the year before. All but one game was lost in the 2016 season for the Browns, and by many statistical metrics they were even worse than the winless squad a year later. Ultimately, they were 1-31 over 2 seasons, which begs the question, how could a genuine professional football team lose to the worst talent and coaching combo ever set onto a modern professional field? Christmas Eve 2016, the San Diego Chargers, coached by Mike McCoy and led by Hall of Fame father Philip Rivers, are an abysmal 5-9 deep into an injury-marred season. They come into Cleveland with nothing left to play for, and it shows. The only truly significant player left on the Chargers offense besides Phil is tight end Antonio Gates in the twilight of his career, and on defense there isn't a whole lot there besides Buckeye legend Joey Bosa, Melvin Ingram, and Casey Hayward. The Browns quarterback of the day is none other than beloved media pundit Robert Griffin III, in between being broken in Washington and mentoring Lamar a couple years later. Other significant players include running back Isaiah Crowell and former Buckeye legend quarterback Terrell Pryor playing wide receiver. As for their defense, I really got nothing here. You want me to talk about Joe Hayden coming into this game needing surgery? Chargers get ball first, and Rivers' first pass is 50 yards down the field on corner Joe Hayden, who's again playing when he's supposed to be having surgery. They run the ball all the way down to the 1 over several plays, including a 4th down conversion. Then Antonio Gates gets wide open on a screen for a touchdown, 7-0 Chargers. 2 flags set the Browns up at midfield, then RG3 eats a big sack and scrambles well short of the first on 3rd down. They go for it on 4th and the tight end catches it. RG3 runs for a few on the read option, then another tight end catch for a 1st down. A roughing the passer call sets him up at 1st and goal, and then Crowell runs it in for a touchdown, 7-7 game. After a big return, an underneath pass gets solid yardage, and then an unnecessary roughness call adds 15 more. From the red zone, Rivers is rushed and throws it away, drawing intentional grounding. He checks it down twice in a row amidst a more heavy pass rush, and the field goal is scored, 10-7 Chargers. Crowell gets a decent run, then RG3 airs it out, but Pryor gets tripped and doesn't get a flag for it, and this screen would end the first quarter. RG3 scrambles for a 1st on 3rd down, then on the next 3rd down, the running back makes 2 Chargers defenders 3 stooges themselves, and both are taken off the field. On the very next play, tight end 2 Seth DeValve makes a jumping catch on a hospital ball, and he's also taken off the field. And then finally, Crowell runs it in for another touchdown, 14-10 Cleveland. After an interception is low-key dropped, Rivers would merchant Antonio Gates for a few plays with mixed results, and then a wide receiver screen picks up the first. On the next play, Rivers would throw an absolute wobbler to Antonio Gates and it would be picked off. Pryor takes a slant for a nice gain, then on 3rd down, RG3 scrambles for a 1st. After this pass is dropped by the running back, RG3 keeps on the option for another chunk play. He would not be so lucky on his next 3rd down, getting sacked. Hugh Jackson would inexplicably ice his own kicker, but Parkey makes it anyway, 17-10 Cleveland. After a holding call, a screen pass gains a lot to get to 2nd and short. On 3rd down, Rivers drops the snap but is saved by a false start penalty. It would be all for naught though, as Rivers would be hit as he throws and it's incomplete. A juggling catch is ran down the sideline for a big gain, then a hands to the face penalty gets them past midfield. An out route is thrown behind and dropped, and then this end zone pass to Pryor maybe should have been a flag, but I don't know. Then a horrific overthrow on another out route and they would punt from the 44. Rivers woefully overthrows a screen, an out route picks up 8, and then they come up short on a 3rd down run. Then, RG3 is sent out to get sacked just for fun and the half ends. If you made it this far into the video, won't you please subscribe? I'm just begging you, I need them to grow as a creator. Cleveland gets ball again in the 3rd. Pryor catches the slant and does a little doopsie-doo before securing the 1st down. Then Crowell runs for another 1st. The fullback takes a screen for another 1st down. Running back 2 gets another big run. I mean, my God, the Chargers are making this team look like the greatest show on turf right now. But this red zone series would remind us that this is the Hugh Jackson Browns. With a catch out of bounds in the end zone, Crowell running sideways and backwards but still allowed to get positive yardage, and then this goofy ass scramble and screen would lose yardage, and Parkey would make the kick, and it's 20-10 Cleveland. Rivers makes a nice throw on third down, and then another solid intermediate throw. Then he low-key gets away with intentional grounding, and another intermediate out route gets them close to the red zone. Rivers throws to Casper, who is well covered, and on third down, Antonio Gates would draw pass interference down to the 1, and it would still take them 2 more tries to score until an amazing one-handed catch from a depth receiver for the touchdown. 20-17 Cleveland. The Browns would go 3 and out, with Joey Bosa getting a sack and the third down throw being considerably short. The Chargers fullback would make a catch for a first down, and then Rivers would quit on 3 plays in a row. RG3 gets sacked again, but a tight end screen would go all the way for a first down, and that would end the third quarter. Another sack, and then what was my man RG3 doing on this read option here, like genuinely? On third down, he chucks it deep to nowhere, but gets bailed out by roughing the passer, leading to a run for negative yardage, a screen for even more negative yardage, a false start. Then on 3rd and 19, he throws it 15 yards short of the sticks to a tight end that gets stripped, but he's ruled down by contact. Rivers throws it a bit high and it gets dropped, and then he throws it too early, and the third time seems like the charm until it's suddenly ruled incomplete. It was the correct call though. RG3 attempts to scramble and gets flattened by 2 guys at the line of scrimmage, and that would be the last we see of him today. He gets taken off the field, and number 6 comes on to play QB. No, that's not Baker, that's the legend Cody Kessler here to save the day. His first pass is dropped and the DB viciously celebrates.
That's right! Get no score! Get no score!
This screen picks up a first after a defender is shaken off, then a holding call is made up for by a big catch near the marker. However, they would not convert after Gates gets blown up over the middle and it's incomplete, and then the run is stuffed on 3rd and 1. Cleveland is more than happy to play time waster ball by this point, and by the time Kessler gets sacked and they punt, well over 2 minutes are shaved off the clock from when they started. The punt return would set the Chargers up all the way past the Cleveland 35, and then Rivers finds Gates getting them all the way inside the 15. However, the red zone series would not prove very fruitful, with this would-be touchdown pass being broken up at the last moment and a third down ball being over the head of the receiver, setting up what would be a game-tying field goal, if it weren't for the play of the game by Cleveland depth nose tackle Jamie Meter getting just enough push inside to get his hand up and block the kick. The Chargers would let the clock bleed on 2 run plays, and then on third down, Kessler makes his singular completion of the game for a first down. The Chargers are forced to burn their remaining timeouts, and Kessler would escape 1 sack, but not quite the second. However, he does manage to get the clock down past the 2-minute warning. Gates would catch the lowest of low balls, and then another out route to Gates picks up the first down. Then Rivers would have to throw it away, followed by him just missing the receiver, and on third down the pass would be well defended, setting up a do-or-die 4th and 10, but Gates would miraculously get wide open and they would spike it within field goal range. And here we would see the game-losing play. Perhaps rattled by the crowd in a half-empty stadium, Rivers drops the snap and falls on it, and the clock continues to run. They rush back to the line of scrimmage and get a playoff, but Gates' catch is short of the first down, and they have to rush the entire field goal unit on for a fire drill field goal, and all of that would be made up for if this kick is true, but with 1 second left they snap the ball, and the field goal is missed, and the Browns win their first game of the year on Christmas Eve. The Chargers lost to a winless team primarily because their defense was extremely checked out in the first 2.5 quarters, taking many needless penalties and giving up huge yardage to the surgically repaired legs of RG3 and running backs I couldn't name on trivia night at the bar. Once they remembered what a QB contain was, the Browns didn't move the ball a whole lot, but the damage was already done by then. Phil didn't play a terrible game, but not having anyone reliable to throw to besides the tight end really bit them in the ass during the 2-minute drill. The special teams gaffes in the end may have sealed the loss, but they were in that position to begin with due to a set of coaches that knew they were going to be fired come season's end already. So there you have it. The game that proved even the worst team and coach combo in NFL history can grab a game off of you if you approach that game with enough apathy, injuries, special teams gaffes, and bad game planning. Is there a more egregious team to lose to than the Hugh Jackson Browns? Let me know in the comments, and also comment the worst game you've ever seen for me to review. I'm Matt from Chud Sports, and I hope you enjoyed bad football as much as I do.